Alright, we're recording this on November 19th, and we have gotten all the sheetrock on, or I got all the sheetrock on at least. And now I'm done making a mess in here. So I went ahead and cleaned up the room, pulled the shelf out so I can get to the thermostat, and also exposed the intake. I wanted to wait to turn the furnace on until I was done making a mess since the intake is in this room. And so now I'm going to go down and I'm going to see if the furnace works. I also rigged up my handy billy the other day so I can lower weight down and back up if needs be. I'm going to check out, do a little inspection first. Looks like we could probably retape some of this stuff eventually, but that one looks okay for now. Could use a little extra insulation there. Eventually, this one still hooked on pretty good. Let's see here. One's looking okay for now. Stuff could always be used to be sealed up a little better eventually, but work for now. That one actually is one of the best looking ones I've seen yet. Here's the intake. Just an in-cavity intake, and then it comes out here. I could use a little help with the sealant there to get some proper sealant to touch that stuff up. But they all look like they're good so far to at least operate, except for one that I noticed before. That's obviously needs to be reconnected. And then I'll put the filter in. We're going to get the vacuum, clean it up a little bit, and then we'll test it all out and see if it runs.
Now you should put 3 screws in these things, kind of evenly spread out around the device. That way it won't shake out. It kind of gets a triangulation hold, and you should pass code that way. So I'm going to go ahead and zip a few screws in here, and then I'm going to tape it up. I'm going to use aluminum tape, metal tape, because that's what I've got, and it works pretty good. The better option would be the liquid duct tape, although I hate working with it, but it is the better option. I'll probably get some eventually and muck it around down here, but for now this metal tape will work wonders. All right. And yep, like I said, vacuum it up. I cut a lot of this out. I vacuumed a long time on this puppy to get it clean again. And tried to make this 2-inch nice filter work, but unfortunately I realized after I bought it.
It's unfortunate.
Yep, it's a 1-inch filter. So, off to go get some new filters.
Alright, we're back. Now that's the furnace filter. Only bought one because the guy in the store told me somewhere else I could go to get a great deal. I'll get some more over this weekend. But this at least will get us going. There's our arrow toward the furnace.
Arrow on the filter marks airflow, the direction the airflow is intended to go, and the filters are almost always, if not always, before the furnace. This is an upflow furnace. It's actually sucking air from the bottom of the furnace up through the furnace, and so that's why the filters are on the bottom.
Alright, let's see here. System, heat. Heating set to 70. I'm going to crank it up a little just so I can make sure we get some heat. I'll go ahead and reschedule this later. So now we should have a call for heat. Let's go see what's going on. Okay, so exhaust fan is running. That's good. It's a very good sign. Okay, oh, yep, glow plug works. We have ignition. Chambers look okay. Sound decent. We're just waiting for the blower to come on now. down here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a chart on the back of the door. It's going to give us fault codes, pressure, switch. I think it's complaining about the door being open. Now we change to a single flash. Single flash. Minute circuit open. Put the lid on and retry this again. Let's try it again. And that is a bad power motor. Let's take that out and see what its deal is. So what we actually got going on here is a bad motor mount. I don't know if you can see that there. That motor mount's broken. Squirrel fan's hanging, dragging on the side. That's our issue. Alright, the new motor mount came in. Has all three of its legs. Yay. I'm going to set it up the same as the old one, so I'll put the bushings in the outer position and then we'll mount it on the motor, get it back in the fan box, get the squirrel fan like on it, and we'll see if this runs. Here we go.
So yeah, it was not easy finding that mount. I looked everywhere in town. I looked all over the internet to try and find one that I could get quickly, and the closest one was all the way in Indianapolis, and I wasn't really wanting to drive all the way to Indianapolis to get a bracket for a motor, so I ended up ordering it on Amazon. Yep, I broke down and ordered it on Amazon. So full disclosure, this took about 2 weeks to get the part, and so now I am installing that part that I got on Amazon. You know, and then the squirrel fan was incredibly dirty. You can probably see the dirt piled up on the floor in that shot. It took me a long time to clean, but alas, I got it all cleaned up, vacuum, wire brush, etc. And off to the races. Installed that motor, as you can see. And then now putting the squirrel fan back in is pretty straightforward. It has a set screw on the fan, but the depth is crucial. Now for the motor mount, I just followed the marks on the motor to get the depth the same, but that fan took me a little bit of fiddle in there to get the depth just right. And this is kind of a bad design. I had to remove the connector in order to slide it in, but boom, it slid in, and that is nice when you have a job getting complete. Went ahead and got some more filters since I realized there's a filter box on either side of this thing, so, and 2 filter slots on either side. So I went ahead and got 4 filters, 2 large particulate and then 2 nicer small particulate to put in there.
Alright, we got it all put together. Fan is in, filters are in. It's time to fire this off. I take that as no call for heat. Let's go make a call for heat. Hear that exhaust fan working? Exhaust fan's working. Running right away right there. Glow plug. Glow plug's coming on. And we'll get flame in a second here. Got this far before. Now.
Success! We have heat and a leaky exhaust pipe. So I went ahead and taped that exhaust pipe up, and it is so great to have this natural gas heat in the house now. It's so much toastier and warm and consistent throughout the house, and the bathroom's warm, which is really nice.
Front on all the way. Slides in on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Nice and toasty.
We don't normally set our thermostat this high. We actually set it to about 62. I readjusted it after this and set up a whole schedule for that.
If we have less of a furnace, maybe get some of the rattles out someday, but for now.
So I did discover this box was rattling. I put a few extra screws in it and taped up a few other rattles, so now it's nice and quiet too.
Hot water heater is set to mega hot, so we're going to go ahead and turn it down a bit here today. We've got hot water, natural gas here. Let's see if we can get a good view of it. And here's our heat sensor, and it is set to very hot. I think we're going to try for B. We're going to try that out. See how that treats us.
Yeah, don't you think it's a lot nicer to have a little more control over the water? That's just what happened with the water heater there. So it's been a long day, so let's have some Mediterranean salmon, herbs, parsley, garlic. Cook up a little cabbage too. Let's eat as try to keep up with the veggies, and after a quick setup, voila! Enjoy. Bon appetit.
We are in the van. Nice cold day. We're all frosted over. I'm going to go ahead and start her up. And we are going to go take a load to the dump. Oh yeah. She's a cold one today. It's going to take a little while to warm up. And dump. Got boxes and boxes full plaster along with. Up to the dump we go. First we'll scrape a window. I can find a scraper.
So I think this just illustrates how happy we are that furnace is working. It is definitely cold enough to freeze the windows. And so I'm driving the van here. This is not going to be the van that we're going to build out. This is just a van to get us by. To be quite honest, when I purchased this van, I was just planning on using it for storage. I was not actually planning on moving from Oregon to Indiana in it. Fortunately, with a few new parts, it's been running like a top the whole time, and it's getting the job done. Here we are unloading a lot. We're unloading about 3/4 of a ton, 77,000 pounds, 7,700 pounds of a lot of, there's some wood debris from the construction project, but a lot of what I'm unloading here is the plaster, that rock that was on the wall, the plaster that I've taken off. I went ahead and boxed it up, made it way easier to contain, and yep, you heard that right, $61.84, including tax. There is tax here in the state. So not too bad for 3/4 of a ton to the dump of construction debris. It's kind of interesting here, if you bring just household garbage to the dump, it's free, but they do charge for construction debris, and what can I say, I'm honest. So here I'm going to the local auction house. This is actually a really cool estate auction. They do it online, and then you can pick the stuff up, so there's not a whole lot of competition, and they have all kinds of cool stuff. So just getting some Christmas presents there, and then after my long week, I thought I'd take a little break and go out and see this lake out in Ohio. So this is Grand Lake in Ohio, and I went out little Windy Point Road here, and you're on the point here inside the lake. Pretty nice lake, although I did notice that you can see the amount of algae in the water. I'm not sure I'd really want to swim in this. Just look how much algae is in that water. But people boat around, they even sail around the lake. It's a big enough lake to have little waves, as you can see, and it was a nice little day trip to take. And then this happened. So, we do all that work, get the heat on, and then someone drives their car through a power pole. Yes, that's right. They drove it through the power pole. That's a pretty hardy little truck, if you ask me. And then they continued all the way down there. There's the truck. There's the truck that went through the power pole. I couldn't believe it. Although the power company did have like 6 trucks here working on it within an hour, and within 3 hours we were live.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the bell on the YouTube so that you can get notifications next time we have a new episode.
And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's, or Happy Holidays if that's what you say. Have a good night.